Welcome back to today, guys. It's time for another manga chapter review. Welcome once again, guys. It's going to be on another Shojo Null manga chapter review. This is releasing on Shonen Jump. Not sponsored by them, so you guys can find it anywhere else. But this is going to be on the 19th, 19th chapter of Shojo Null, and not a lot happened. The ending was a little weird, but there was a lot of development for the next coming chapters. New villain, new system. I mean, I kind of knew what was going on already, but they definitely have broadened the world of this series. So before anything, guys, if you haven't done so by now, do subscribe to my channel. Give some love by commenting, liking, and sharing. Like I said, this is the 19th chapter review, so there's 18 other videos on this series, and obviously more to come. I've been reviewing this for a while, and this is the most current chapter time of recording, so probably when this chapter video releases, there'll probably be one or two more out. So just FYI, it happens that way, so it is what it is. It does release bi-weekly, so I think only one chapter should be out by the time this video comes out. So okay, we're following Aria and Marie, and they're trying to escape to Limbo, and they do. They end up going through a cave, down a hole in the cave, and go through this door. And when this door, they go into a tunnel that leads them into a elevator, and they go even further down. And she's like, "Wow, there is an actual underground city of Limbo," and there is. It's a whole city. Within there's already medical help waiting to help Ria with the loss of his arm, and they take him in. He's an emergency, and they're trying to calm Marie down because Marie's freaking out. She wants to know what's the possibility of him surviving this, and they tell her it's very slim, but there is one type of operation that will probably save his life, and that is to create him, or basically make him an it's not an android, what's the word, a hybrid android, which would be half of him would be Jinjin, the other half would be human. And apparently it's an operation that only happens here in the underground. So now, while this all is happening, we have our commander police officer here. We see the scene of him hovering over all the dead bodies of Marie's copies of Jinjing's, and he obviously killed them all and got rid of all of them. And he's hungry for more. He's hungry for fighting. So they go into a hunt. They start looking left and right. They realize that the last track of blood they find kind of is in the middle of nowhere, and they're like, they vanish in thin air. It seems like there was a third party making sure to erase the tracks to throw them off, and they did. They actually end up not being able to find him or them, sorry, and they give up on the search and they continue on their way. Now, while all this is happening, we have our governor running once again for governor for the city of Tokyo, and there's a huge crowd. People love him, obviously. There's a rumor that then is explained in this chapter of how the governor doesn't age, and one says, when my grandma told me that when she was a little girl, the governor looked exactly the same, and it's like, it's kind of weird. Like, why is he not aging? Well, there's a protester that happens, and this kind of just shows like the government is definitely hiding and covering up things so that the people don't know the full-on story of how things are happening there in Tokyo. And the guy says that apparently there is a protest in Shibuya. a few decades ago, and in that incident, her daughter was there and was killed, and other people were killed, and he claims that they were bombed by the government. And the governor's like, no, those airplanes were actually firefighter airplanes that were helping with the fires that had already started because of the protesters mistakenly setting off some chemical reactions or something like that. It's some weird bullcrap explanation, and the people are like, wow, they tried their best to save even the people that were against him, right? So he, as a good political person, turns it on the protester. Well, then we see him meet our chief of police, and the chief of police tells him, can you please change your skin to what it is? And we get this grotesque face. Ah, gosh. So this is the actual appearance of the governor. Very, very weird. Governor Maccabi is his name. Apparently, from side comments from other officers, he's aged himself with technology that is not in the hands of everyone, and he basically, he's aged himself to the point where he can live longer than more people, and they make a slight comment that it's used by a handful of people around the world. So anyways, he definitely continues with the power hunger, and they're now looking for Rhea and Marie because someone is helping them, and they have technology that's better than theirs, which means there might be more, right? So then we get this whole Rhea in the hospital again, and then after that it ends with him being like in this dream world, like almost like heaven, and in there he sees Marie in her black hair form, and that's the end of that chapter. So new villain, governor, and other identities that we don't really know who they are, but other identities that also are aiding themselves and I guess controlling the world behind the scenes, not showing off their faces to everyone. So we have a hierarchy, I guess, of power, way beyond just the investigators and police officers that we've had so far, but also this whole new city, this whole new development of Rhea becoming a hybrid of a Jinjin and a human. So that's going to be interesting as well. So a lot of good things coming out this way. So I'm excited to see what happens in the next chapter. Unfortunately, I have to wait 2 weeks, but you guys will probably be able to see my next video next week. So make sure you catch that video as well. Thank you guys so much for watching this. If you haven't done so for now, subscribe to my channel, give some love by commenting, liking, and sharing, and I will see you next time. Like always, don't be strangers. See you guys.